Midway USA brand product designers have one straightforward goal: develop high-quality, technically sound products and deliver them to customers at reasonable prices. If you are immersed in the shooting sports industry and pay close attention to every single detail, you know our products are built right and stand up to everyday use. Who has shooting mats and range bag systems to hunting clothing and just about everything for the outdoors? Log on and shop 24/7 with super fast shipping. MidwayUSA.com.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
To episode 288 of the Outdoor Drive podcast. Yet another week closer to turkey season. Some of you have been lucky enough to start off. We are not, but that's okay. It'll come down sooner than later. This is your boy East Coast Trev, and I'm with the Madman Mardik. What's up, dude?
What up, buddy?
I think that you were actually supposed to do the intro on this one.
I would have just said the same thing that you said.
Oh, is that
last 287 times in a row?
Oh, just a different voice.
We're good.
Sometimes you need that though, just a little different voice, a little bit different, a little bit different everything,
I don't want to show you up.
No, okay. You can do the sponsors then. You want to do the sponsors or no? Just you're cool with it.
I think I gotta see you do it one more time.
Okay, all right. Well, 300 times isn't enough for you.
I'll pay attention to how you do it this time.
And then next time maybe try again. I'll get you. I'll get you someday. I do have one more question for you. You think maybe that you want to go hunting this coming up week?
Where?
Maryland.
Are you going?
Oh, 100%.
100%?
100% am I going.
Where are you staying?
Doesn't matter?
No, not really.
Okay. I'm just asking if you want to go hunting.
I do. I'm ready, dude. I'm ready. I can hunt tomorrow. I can hunt I'm ready to go within the next hour.
I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, dude. So I kind of been thinking about it, undecided, been a couple of times. I like it there. It's a fun place. I'm thinking just light action, backpacking, fucking some refuels, minimalist. Go bang them out. We'll leave Wednesday night, kick into town, scout, have a whole day of scouting, start hunting Friday. Because opening day's Friday. So we hunt Friday, Saturday, turn around and come home. Is that doable?
Yeah. The Easter Bunny doesn't come to my house anyway, so it don't matter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to miss nothing. What am I going to miss?
Give me no eggs.
What? Ruby doesn't get a treat on Easter? I don't know. It just sounds like a good time.
He ain't coming to see me, that's for sure. Not this year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those states, dude. It's just a good time. A lot of things to be had. I figured let's go. Let's do it. If you want to go, let's go. I figured no better time than now. I'll ask you and let's do it. I was going to go by myself, and just sleep in the truck and whatever happens. So I just figured maybe you want to go too.
I can probably pull that off.
Well, all right.
I'm always ready to go, dude. I have all my stuff's toted up, ready. I got a pile of stuff. I'm serious. If you wanted to leave an hour from now, I could have the truck loaded, ready to roll.
Well, I figured it was pretty as simple as, no grills, no nothing, just kind of minimalist. I think, I don't know, knock another state off the list for you.
Knock you off.
Yeah. Well,
I think I could do that.
All right.
Fuck it. Why not?
Well,
why not?
Why would
right?
you? Well, yeah,
don't ask yourself why.
Ask
why not?
Why not? Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just one of those things, right? I don't know. I enjoy it. I enjoy the fact of going to another state and doing it and hanging out and hunting and it's a blast, dude. I don't know. I think it'll be a good weekend. Weather's looking a little bit iffy. But you know what? It is what it is. You know what? Even if it does rain, it's better than sitting on the couch doing nothing, thinking about it. Fuck it. I think it would just be a good time.
Yeah,
I heard they got real big spurs in Maryland.
I heard that too.
Mm.
Is that more Eastern Shore though, in the sand?
Um, I don't know. I never shot one anywhere else, so I couldn't tell you. They say that the farmland of Maryland, they get some big hooks. Virginia is the same way, dude. Virginia just got hangers, bro. I don't know. I only shot a Jake last time I went, so I don't know. What do I know about big spurs?
Yeah, little nubbies.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, he talked like a man. He got treated like one. I didn't care, dude. I was there for a while, and it was tough hunting. There was a lot of pressure. It was tough, and then I found out that there's a lot of snakes there too. So, get ready.
I ain't scared of no snakes.
Yeah, do you know what I did get, dude? I got some of these things. I don't know if you ever seen any of these. T&K makes it. No, they're not snake gator. No, they're not snake gators. T&K, they make them 1,000D. So they're just like a snake whatever. They're just a little bit thicker than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
So.
Just make you feel a little better about yourself.
No, not really. But I wanted a pair of gators, so I just figured if I get them, I get them a little thicker.
Cool kid.
It's like a thicker Carhartt material, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's like that material that's on the Durham pants, on the knees and stuff, right?
Maybe thicker than that. It's like a real thick Carhartt jacket is like the material. I think you're gonna sweat in them, for sure. I don't know. We were talking about it with the dudes from Spring Legion and everything else, and I was like,
yeah, I've asked a bunch of people about them because I was intrigued by what exactly you gain from them. They make sense.
What is your thoughts on them?
Depends on who you are. I think some people wear them just to be cool.
Right.
But my big question was, because I like to wear like a hiking boot. I don't wear rubber boots.
Same.
I just refurbed my old Crispies here, buddy. I cleaned them all up, new insoles, give them a little fresh conditioning on the leather.
What'd you put in for insoles?
Crispy.
Oh, you got an actual pair of Crispies. Better than stock? Better than stock or what?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 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 When you take out the stock one, it's nothing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like mine, like walking in my Crispies all day, it hurts my feet.
Well, you know what it is? You know what it is, though? It's not that the boot's bad. That's what you're getting from a stiffer sole.
Right.
So you're walking on a stiffer sole all day, so you have the extra support underneath you on that rocky terrain and stuff like that. That's what they're made for. But the drawback of the stiffer sole is the bottom of your feet going to hurt a little bit. So anyways, I got some better insoles for them, some new laces, and I gave it a new waterproof coating on the leather. They were still waterproof, but I figured might as well just give them a little spice up for the season,
Yeah.
But anyways, my question with the Gators were, because I know a lot of them are like waterproof.
Yeah.
And they kind of go over your boot.
Yep.
So I didn't know if like you could go in like a little deeper, like crossing a creek, like come up a little higher on the boot.
Yeah.
Gator would keep, but I think you got to move fast. So you can't just stand in the water like you're wearing waders. But I think if you just kind of splash through the water pretty quick, I bet you it keeps it up from coming over the top of the boot.
So what is the gain though at that point, right? Like it's still going to go in, right?
I think so, yeah, because that's not what they're to keep the dew off of your pant leg, keeping your pant legs from getting soaked walking through like a hayfield in the morning when it's all dewy and stuff like that. And I think also like prickers and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's a ton of that walking through fields in the morning. That sucks big time. I think maybe the other thing you could do too is just put them on, and then after once you get through whatever and everything dries up, maybe take them off, right? I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but then you don't cool in the video.
Yeah, well, the good thing is I'm not a tuber, and I really don't care what I look like. I'm just there to kill things. So, Maybe you know what we'll do, Steve. Maybe you wear one of my gaiters, and then I'll wear the other gator, and then we'll both look cool.
Oh my god.
It'd be with like a new fad. Remember, like back in the '90s, you would like
Not,
roll up one pant leg.
I'm not even going anywhere. I'm staying home.
But you're, but do you remember that? Like like that could be a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Never mind. Did I really just?
But
get
anyways,
it?
you know what else I did this week too? I got all my turkey hunting clothes, like all the stuff that I'll possibly wear during turkey season.
Yep.
Give it a nice fresh wash, and
Mm.
then hit it with some of that
Perithrin.
tick spray.
Perithrin.
Yeah.
So you're really gonna
Yes.
get cancer?
Yeah, I use it all the time, dude. I haven't used a thermocell during turkey season in like 3 years.
I'm scared of it. You know the stuff that I got?
Oh, you let it dry though.
Huh?
That's why I did it. You
Yeah,
spray it on, and then you let it dry, and then it sat outside all day, like drying. And I only do my outer layers.
Right.
Like I don't do my base layers or my t-shirts or undershirts or anything like that. It's just my pants and my jackets.
So I found this stuff actually from when we were at the Harrisburg show. There was a place. It's called Zone Protects or Go Zone, and it's literally insect repellent, 12-hour protection. It's got 20% piconardin, whatever the hell that is. It repels mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, chiggers, no-see-ums, and gnats. So it's kind of like a perithrin, but you spray it on and it dries off.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's not because it doesn't have perithrin in it. It's not. You could drink it.
So it's not. So it's not known to
Cause
cause
cancer.
in the state of California.
That's it. It doesn't say anything about.
So what is it, some lemongrass hippie shit?
No. I've used that too. I like that. I'm a big fan. The thing that scares me about this, right? Listen to this. It's 20% piconardin, and then there's other ingredients 80%. Other ingredients that aren't listed. That's what it is. So
80% is the same shit that I use on mine.
perithrin, yeah. They just put 20% to keep it safe, right? I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'll try it. The lemongrass thing, they use that stuff. You know where I actually learned that was from the boys from working class when I went to Illinois. They have like a lemongrass spray. I have it. It's actually right here. It's called Bug Soother. They use this out in the Midwest. It's a bug repellent that smells great, but bugs hate it. It's lemongrass oil with a hint of vanilla. It's DEET free.
And some patchouli.
But it's only good for mosquitoes and black gnats. A lemongrass, purified water, glycerin, castor oil. So it has castor oil from beavers. That's pretty cool. Virulin, soya. So soy. Yeah, there's plenty of soy out there. I don't know. This stuff works pretty good for mosquitoes and gnats and stuff. But the ticks, dude. Chiggers. You ever have a chigger bite?
Yeah, chiggers are tough. A lot of stuff it doesn't deter them.
No. That's why I was excited about this. We hunted Delaware a couple years ago with Dylan and Sean.
Dylan is a chigger.
He's so afraid of chiggers, bro. He was hospital bound because of chiggers.
Really?
Yeah, he got it so bad. He actually had to go to the hospital because of chiggers. Huh. Like they're brutal, dude. Them guys, dude. I don't know if you've ever been bit by one, but they are the worst things ever, dude. Like it's crazy. It's the nastiest thing you'll ever deal with ever. And we hunted in Delaware and had to deal with them. It was the worst. But it's all good. We got everything. We got everything that we need. So I guess Maryland is on the books, kid. We're gonna go have some fun in Maryland.
For sure. Official? We're booking it?
Yeah, it's done. It's over. It's a wrap. You said yes.
Just like we're just gonna like disperse camp.
What do you mean?
They got like camp, like free camping in the.
Yeah. I'm thinking. Yeah, truck camping, whatever. I mean, I normally stay in commuter lots, Walmarts, whatever. Some of the national forests and stuff. Depending where we go, we'll talk after on the maps and stuff, and look at some maps and kind of decide where we want to at least starting point. But I say we plan it, go get it done, bing bang boom. Maybe kill a turkey or two.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I don't know. Better than nothing. I mean, I'm just chomping at the bit. It was on my, huh?
Want to catch a turkey?
Who said that?
I don't know. You catch a deer? You catch any deer?
No, we don't catch deer.
Catch a turkey?
Catch a turkey. Whatever. Well, let's get through some sponsors. We got a plan. We got a hunting trip to plan, dude. What do you think?
Oh, it's all right. That's easy.
That's easy.
Drive out there, park the truck, go to sleep, wake up, start the jet boil, snake a peak refuel, eat it, hit the owl call, something's gonna gobble, a couple yelps, let the saddies fly, go home.
Them all
Come
die.
home.
That's it.
Done.
Put on the Huntworth pants. You forgot that part. You almost got all the sponsors in one shot.
I wasn't even trying to do the sponsors. I was just trying to run through like a turkey hunt.
It's not that easy for you. You're going to look at 25 maps, call 35 times.
It can be that easy, but I don't know if it'll be that easy in Maryland.
No. It'll be a good time. The thing is, Virginia's open.
Did I tell you? I was watching old buddy Dave Owens the other day. He dropped a video like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
From he drops his videos from last year. He was in Connecticut for a day last year, and he got his ass handed to him.
Where was he?
Was like, so.
Where was he hunting?
I don't know. I didn't recognize it from the video. I'm gonna guess northwest corner because he was. I know where he was coming from, and then he was basically like, "Fuck this state," and then he went to Vermont after. So I'm guessing he was up there in that corner.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's funny is that corner has a good amount of birds comparatively. Like, honestly.
Yeah. I never hunted like that far west and north, but I've heard it's good.
I was thinking.
Yeah, check it out, dude. He's got his ass beat, dude. He was like,
did he get on any type of bird? Well, that happens, dude. That's everybody thinks it's easy, and they say, "Oh yeah, you can kill 5 in your state." Yeah, well, you better know where there's 5 are. There's 5 are, so that's all good. Well, first off, I'm going to have a huge shout out, honestly, is for our man, Aaron Satterfield. Dude, if you guys haven't already, it's time to call. I did just find out that he just got a new load of 7.5, 8s, and 9s. So if you do need some, make sure to get on over to SaddiesAmmunition.com and get yourself some Saddies Fatties.
I got some new stuff this year that I get to try.
That's good.
I got some 9s.
Did you really?
Because I plan on having them. I'm going to go to some states where it's legal.
Where it's legal?
Outside of Connecticut. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, well, might as well. A good excuse to try them. I heard nothing but good things from all my buddies that use them already.
Yeah, I did the same. So I just today I told them to ship me up some. I got the old 7.5s. We patterned the gun with them, but since we're going to some other states, doing some other stuff like Maryland, and I knew I was going to Maryland, so we got those.
I didn't even think of that, but now, I could use them there.
Yeah, so there's a couple different states. Rhode Island, you can use them.
You can?
Yep.
I didn't think you could.
Yep. You can. So, but whatever. So make sure to get on over to Saddies Ammunition LLC. Get yourself some of the craziest stuff on the market to come out of a shotgun. If the Saddies are flying, the turkeys are dying.
Rhode Island 7.
Nope. It says right here.
We just talked about this earlier.
Yeah,
whatever.
I did end up finding it, and it says here, authorized firearms and archery equipment methods to take are limited to shotguns no larger than 10 gauges with shot no larger than 4. So it does.
So there's no restriction on the small size.
On the small size, yeah, and that's right in their book. So, so we're good there. So we can definitely take the 9s. You could shoot 10s if you wanted to.
Save the old 7.5s for Connecticut.
Yeah. Yep. So, Bowtech refused to fall. If you guys haven't checked out the new Virtue, some really good stuff coming from them. Some of the really good bows, some awesome stuff to come. It looks like, actually, I'll release this here and now. We will actually be in New York in July. We are going to go and see our man Caleb in July. So keep up with us, and they are throwing a big party up there in New York. So we're gonna go hang out with the boys from Bow Tech Northeast, July 11th through the 13th. So we'll, as it gets a little bit closer, we'll kind of spit some of that to you. But go and check out Bow Tech. Bowtech.com at all of your local archery shops. If you do, make sure to use the promo code Outdoor Drive. Tell them that Caleb said you can get a free case, so use that. Huntworth, huntworthgear.com. All of you guys that are looking for new hunting gear, they have some really cool stuff. The Camden, the Durham pants, just a ton of really good stuff. And they're starting to get into that more lifestyle, like flat color over some of the camo stuff. So go and check those guys out. Huntworthgear.com. I'm not sure. Is that sale still running over there, Stevie? Do you know off the top of your head? Not a big deal.
I thought it was March.
Oh, I thought I saw something yesterday about it. It's
an email.
Yeah, I thought so, but I don't know. I'm very bad at keeping up with that stuff.
We know.
Yeah, too much stuff going on. I don't see anything, but you can get on over to huntworthgear.com, check that out, and see if they do have something. There's always good promotional codes that they actually run throughout their website.
8 sellers. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
We'll run today the 8th through Sunday the 20th.
Yeah.
It is hold on. TRKY A25.
It's still working?
Free shipping over 200. That's a different code than last time.
Oh, okay.
TRKY A25. And it's month of April run today the 8th through Sunday the 20th.
Oh, so it just started.
I don't know what the percent. I guess it's
25.
No, that's probably because it's 2025, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a promo code.
It's a mystery code. Just punch it in and see what you get off.
See what you get. Awesome. Latitude Outdoors. If you guys haven't gone over there, make sure to get that. The mobile hunting season is upon us. For all of you guys that are looking to go mobile hunting, go to latitudeoutdoors.com. Use the promo code Outdoor Drive over there and save yourself some. There is some good stuff, so make sure to get on the newsletter. Also, what?
Did you see the text that just came in through them before we started recording?
No, I didn't.
Mavericks 35% off right now. So
wow, I did not.
Last I knew, the Maverick was $199, so $200. So you basically get the Maverick for $130.
Wow. That's better than our promo code.
That's a steal.
That's a steal.
For $130 for that saddle?
Yeah. So make sure to get on over there, Latitude Outdoors. They are on sale, as Steve just said. So make sure to get on over there. Working Class Bowhunter, workingclassbowhunter.com. For all of you guys that have not listened, make sure to go and tune into them. Use the promo code Outdoor Drive over there. Also, save yourself some. We appreciate them. And not only that, the Kill Bottle Whiskey is now, there's a turkey version, Stevie. I don't know if you know.
Steven Carter got one today.
I know. I missed it, and I'm really upset about it. I rush ordered one. I'm hoping to have one for Maryland. Could you imagine?
Maybe.
So, well, if you guys haven't already, go and check those boys out. They got some really cool stuff going on over there at Working Class Bowhunter. And last but not least, Fourth Arrow Camera Arms. I'm looking forward to using the monopod in Maryland next week. So if you guys haven't checked any of that stuff out, or you're looking to self-film, go and check out Bowtech. Fourth Arrow Camera Arms. Sorry. I'm all over the place.
Maybe I should. Hey, if I do the sponsors, though.
Yep.
Who's going to pull all the promo codes that you forget out of?
I'm gonna try it. Do everything. Well, then you just do everything.
I'd have to do that, and pull up the emails.
Man, you know what? I gotta get my shit together. Oh, yeah. Hey, before I forget, too, guys, if anybody wants an Outdoor Drive T-shirt, we have a ton of them for sale. We're doing $28 shipped to your door. So just hit us up on any social media platform, shoot us an email, whatever. Just try and get a hold of us, and we can get one mailed out to you. We're doing them $28 shipped to your door. We have all sizes.
Promo code Outdoor Drive shipped, and you'll get it for $28 shipped.
That's right. we knocked off $2 for you. So promo code is off $2. So, yeah, get a hold of us there, and we really appreciate you. You got anything else?
Yeah, hey, real quick, I didn't even tell you about this. So yes, I ordered that bowstring for the recurve from
Oh,
Lost Nation. Uh, which is wait, this episode, right?
yeah,
The one that's dropping
yeah.
today? Yeah, okay. So I ordered a bowstring after we recorded this episode, and it came yesterday, and he actually sent us 2 copies of his book.
Oh, he said he was going to
And I
send us
started
some good stuff.
I know. I was expecting a T-shirt because he kind of asked us what sizes we
Yeah,
were. So that I mean, I wasn't really surprised, but I was surprised by the books.
right.
And yeah, I read like I don't know. They're not really chapters. They're like hunting trips is like a chapter. And I
Yeah.
read like three stories last night, dude. It's pretty sweet. Like he tells the whole story from like the planning and coordinating to how the trip goes, and like a hunting story from start to finish. And then at the end, he breaks down like how much the tag was, how much fuel was, how much he spent on food, how much they spent on lodging, and then the total of like the whole trip. Breaks it all down for you.
Wow. That's awesome. I can't wait to read it. I'll have to get mine from you this weekend. So,
Yeah.
cool. Well, let's get on with the show, and we can get the man from Lost Nation Archery on.
You are now listening to the Outdoor Drive Podcast.
We are back on with Blake. I can't even say it. I won't even go there. Blake, how do you say your last name?
Mallory.
Mallory. That's what.
That was a really tough one.
Yeah, I know. It's,
Holy shit. Gotta watch out for that extra L in there.
It throws you off.
well, I didn't want to mess it up. You know what I'm saying? So, well, we're back with Blake Mallory. Blake, how we doing, buddy?
Doing good, man. Doing good.
I'm sorry that your good friend Joe turned you into to come in and hang out with us. I apologize right for him right from the start. So
No, I appreciate it.
you might regret this and want to go back to the shop sooner than later. I guess, right?
Yeah.
Oh, why don't we kick this thing right off? Why don't you tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, my name is Blake Mallory. I'm from Michigan. Grew up around Grand Rapids area. I now live down in St. Joe County, down on the Indiana border. I recently, I've been hunting my whole life. I got 3 daughters. 2 of them are hunting now. And I recently bought a traditional archery company. And so I'm doing that full time right now.
That's absolutely awesome. I think, and I think I recall at ATA, what was it, 2 years ago? You guys had won the Badlands Films Festival.
Yep. We won Badland Film Festival and the Full Draw Film Tour.
Wow. Kind of take us through that, because that's got to be something kind of really cool. I mean, that's an achievement in itself.
That was, I mean, it truly was. I mean, we still talk about it, and so my daughter has been shooting archery. She started off with some traditional and switched over to compound when she was about 9, and so she started bow hunting when she was 9, and she was really hell bent on getting a deer with her compound. She didn't have any luck. She got a couple bucks with a gun, but yeah, what was it? She was 11 years old. It was 2 years ago, and it was the last day of the youth season, and she talked me into going to one stand that I really didn't want to take her to. And I said, if you're going to go to that stand, you're going to bring a gun. So last night, and she was, nope, I'm bringing my compound. And she stuck with it. And that night, we would have shot any buck that would have come in within range. I think 22 yards is what she was shooting. And we ended up having the biggest buck I had on trail camera that year walk down at 13 yards broadside. Ended up scoring 153. It was the biggest buck killed in the state of Michigan that year by youth and by a female.
That's awesome.
Wow. And she just stuck by it and stuck with it, and it came through.
She drilled him, and he went about 150 yards, ran right to his death, but he was actually only, I think, like 110 yards from our stand. He circled back, but it's actually it's the only it's down there behind me somewhere right there.
It's the only one back there.
It's the only mount in the house that my wife allows me to have in the house. The rest of them are all in the garage. So
Wow, that says something, I guess, right?
yeah.
What do you even say there? Because usually you would say she stuck to her guns, but she stuck to her bow instead.
She stuck to her bow. She loves it. I bet she shoots with me buying a traditional archery shop. I've been really trying to persuade her into picking up. I mean, she shoots traditional. She's got a recurve and she likes to shoot it, but she knows how deadly she is with a compound. And last year I got her hunting right behind the house. I got permission from the neighbor, and I can see her in her tree stand from the house. So I kind of let her loose a little bit. And she let 3 bucks walk last year. And I was like, you're 12 years old. I'm like, you shouldn't be letting these bucks walk. But she said there was a bigger one and she was waiting for it. And she ended up not getting one with a bow, but she got a nice one with a gun last year.
Now, are you $1 state or $1 per implement?
Nope. We're two. Okay. But both my daughters, the way we kind of roll is we all focus on one, and then see where the season goes from it. I do a lot of out of state hunting. Actually, I think I might have mentioned I got a book published on.
I was going to ask about it, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm chasing deer. Like I should draw my Iowa tag this year. I've been to Kansas the last 6 years. But we're actually going to just get a point this year because we're going to focus on Iowa. Every time I get an Iowa tag, it's kind of, I might make 2 or 3 trips out there, just if I hadn't scored yet or filled my tag.
So let's just rewind real quick because we're kind of jumping ahead a million miles an hour. So take us through like the beginning of your hunting career and kind of where you started to where it is today, because it seems as if, you wear a lot of hats, and done a ton of stuff from video production to writing books to now having a traditional archery shop. So kind of take us back. Like, did you grow up in a hunting family like that and kind of take us from there? Because I think that it's blossomed into this huge world that you live in. From what your daughter's done and productions and films and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. So I grew up in a hunting family, and my grandfather is pushing 70 years ago. Him and his brother bought 290 acres up in Newaygo County, Michigan, and they basically just bought it for their hunting land. And it turned into a family thing. Everybody in our family, like basically if you're in our family and you don't hunt, you're probably not in our family. And it just started there. I mean, I grew up shooting, if it was, we always joked about if it was a 3.5-inch spike horn, half horn, coming by during open day of gun, you were putting it down. So grew up, chasing deer up there. And, then, when I was about 16, 17, my dad took me up to Canada, with I say outfitter loosely. It's the only time I really went through an outfitter, and we went up and hunted Canada. I ended up shooting a little 8-point on the last day up there, but it was hard hunting, and I quickly started to realize I could do a lot of this stuff on my own with some research, calling around. That was kind of what the book's about, is how I kind of fell into that. I started scheduling hunts for our family to travel. We started going Ohio. I've hunted Ohio, Indiana, Nebraska, Kansas, Wyoming, North Dakota, Canada. I've kind of done quite a bit all around the nation, but mostly chasing deer. And it just kind of stemmed from the family. And then when I was I would say it was probably about 16, 17, I picked up, actually it took a VHS tape, and I recorded my first hunt. I filmed a buddy shoot a turkey, his first turkey, on film. A couple guys used it for their senior project in high school and edited it up. And ever since then, my camera's just been going up. And if I go to the woods without a camera, I kind of feel naked. So that kind of stemmed that portion of what I've done. I've attended the Film the Hunt class with the Become One guys. And from there, I opened up some doors and some opportunities. But I will say, kind of full circle, Emerson shooting that buck was kind of the thing that pushed me into, branching out and talking to people and starting to expand, the people I've been talking to and the connections around the hunting industry.
So take us back to the book. So when did you write the book, and then kind of take us through what the book is and what it's really about?
Yeah, the book's called The Non-Resident Hunter, and it's basically how to destination deer hunt on a budget. My wife told me a long time ago, she goes, "You can go on any hunt trip you want, just don't take it out of our savings account." And so I kind of took that as a challenge. I started off with doing one hunt a year, and then I did two, and now I'm up to like 3, 4. I've got everything kind of planned out on when everybody's seasons are. But I wrote it during COVID. Everybody was kind of locked down, and every night I'd pour myself a bourbon and just go to town and start writing that. And yeah, I wrote that book for me. I didn't write it for anybody else. I basically just put all my experiences and what I've learned and what I've taken from it. Cause I also guided, right out of college. And, so I knew kind of the ins of talking with outfitters and, properties that they lease and they don't use. And then waiting till the last minute to lock things up with, like leasing a piece of land. If they wanted $1,000 a guy to lease a piece of land, and you call them 3 days before the season and they haven't got it locked up, they'll take $300. So I've done that quite a few times. So that's what the book really is. It ended up being number one release in the hunting, on hunting and fishing or hunting and outdoors on Amazon. And then Steven Ornella came out with a book right after that. So then that kind of bumped that out of the way.
What, he steal your idea and he wrote one himself?
Oh no, he just wrote a book. It doesn't matter what he writes. It's gold.
Probably
So
about Buffalo or something. Like
yeah. So, and I've read most of his books. So, but
Poor Blake.
yeah,
Blake had it, and then they stole the claim to fame.
yeah. So no, and that's why I wrote it. I put it basically, the book breaks down my experiences, how I go about scheduling one, how I go about planning one, who I plan them with, and just kind of my itinerary. And then each one of my hunts in the book, I break down the budget. So how much the tag costs, how much gas costs, how much food, how much travel expense, all that kind of stuff was all worked into it. And it's just something that I knew not a lot of people had written about. Like you hear about people going on a hunt and everything. You don't see the dollar signs. You don't, that could be a $4,000 hunt. That could be an $8,000 hunt. That could be an $800 hunt. And that's what a lot of them was. I think one of my best experiences was going down and hunting Ohio. And I think we spent, the tag at the time was $225, I think. And no, it was a $149 tag at the time. And we hunted down there for 4 days, had three opportunities at bucks, and I scored the biggest buck I killed on public land with a bow. So that's just kind of where it stemmed. It was just basically me getting my stories out on paper.
I think a lot of it, people don't realize how achievable it is, right? Like for like the longest time, like they'll think and they'll watch these guys hunt and go on these travel hunts, and they think it's like it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy expensive. But like throughout COVID and before COVID, we would go on hunts and travel and sleep in the truck and do whatever. I was telling Steve we're about to get ready to go to Maryland, and we have a good buddy of ours. We call him the surf. What do we call him? He's like the beach bum of the hunters. Like this dude is like, he just like surfs through the waves of the hunting world. Like he's like, we will go and camp in Walmart parking lots or whatever it is to make it happen, and you're into it for a couple $100. You know what I'm saying? And like, I told him one time, I remember we were cooking burgers on the back of the tailgate after we had done a hunt. And I said, hey man, we need some mayonnaise. Run up in there in Walmart. And he comes back out and he's got deli packets from the deli bar. He had stole just to save a couple of bucks. And people don't realize how achievable it is to go do it. It's not, it's not expensive, and it's not far fetched to go and hunt a public land somewhere else. I mean, other than gas and tags, really. I mean, and a little bit of food. I mean, it goes a long way.
Yeah, I mean, since I wrote that book, I've had a lot of people are afraid to take that first step. They're like, where do I start? What do I do? And then once you do one, then you're just like, okay, this is game on.
I think applying like what you know back home too. Like it's not really all that different, right? I think a little bit of scouting and just seeing those pieces of woods and just putting in that time and effort like you would here. And a lot of us are, run and gun mobile hunting anyways. You're doing a thing here on public land. Like it's just a different piece of land. You're looking for the same sign. And it's just putting all the pieces together. I mean,
I think a lot of people are afraid to fail. And like when you're doing on a budget, I could take 3 trips for 3 different years and only score on that third year because I narrowed it down and I figured it out. But I'm still only $1,200 in, depending on the state, with those 3 years.
Right.
So I always actually in my book I said a successful hunt is if one person in my group gets a great opportunity at a good deer, and I can chalk that up to being successful. But we've been very fortunate. Like my Kansas, I e-scouted Kansas for 2 years. We pulled the trigger, went out there the third year. The first day I shot a 160 on public land. And I was like, well, okay, I think we're on to something here. So we've gone to Kansas every year for I think what I say the last 6 years now. So
have you shot it nearly as close to that?
No, that's my biggest two bucks. One's from Canada on public land that we did our own hunt, and he's right around 158, 161, somewhere in there, and the one in Kansas was 160.
That's what happened. Like, so what was 2021, I think, or 2020? Anyways, I went to Ohio, and it was kind of made the jump. We had a listener actually of the podcast, and he's like, yo, come and stay with us at our family's place. And then I found some public and went there and hunted it. You know what I'm saying? Found sign and ended up killing a 160. And
yeah, that's awesome.
But the next year you go back and you're like, oh, no way, I'm waiting, I'm holding it out, right? And you're like, holding it out. Yeah, no, you eat a tag every time.
Yeah, you get greedy.
Dude, you get really greedy. And then the next year, I'm like, the first $125, I get smoked. And that's especially travel hunting, because you can't, you just have to go and enjoy the experience, and like kind of, I guess, go with the punches and just learn, because the more you learn, the better you're going to be for those next opportunities when you go out there. And it's not, and like I said, people think that it's so far-fetched, and it's not. Like, it's very doable. It's very doable to go on a travel hunt. Like, me and Steve are about to put one together in a week.
For almost 50 years, Midway USA has been America's go-to source for just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Go to midwayusa.com to see our latest deals and promotions and take advantage of our super fast same-day shipping. If you need a cooler, a new fishing rod, another rifle, ammo, or a reloading press, you can find it all at midwayusa.com. Thanks for your business.
This episode is brought to you by the Toyota Grand Highlander. From daily routines to life-changing adventures, the Toyota Grand Highlander is spacious, powerful, and ready to take on life's grand challenges. Advanced safety features and innovative technology give you confidence for whatever life throws at you. And it's available in a hybrid Nightshade Special Edition, which includes sophisticated gloss black exterior accents and 20-inch black alloy wheels. Learn more at toyota.com/Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Target shooters who blaze through hundreds of rounds in a weekend, or a casual shooter plinking at the range, shop Midway USA. We have a variety of 22 long rifle and other rimfire ammunition for plinking, and 12-gauge shotgun ammunition for the next sporting clays, tournament, or round of trap. Midway USA has ammunition for modern sporting rifles, as well as an industry-leading selection of traditional and classic cartridges. Stock up on handgun ammunition like 9mm, 45 ACP, and 38 Special. For just about everything for shooting, shop midwayusa.com.
Blake, I know this is a loaded question because I'm sure it varies, but typically I would say probably the next biggest expense is lodging. So what do you typically do? Like, where do you cut corners and save money on a travel hunt as far
Uh,
as where do you stay or how do you set up?
So I Airbnb
Okay.
is typically what I'll look at. Like one of the spots in Kansas, there's 4 of us. We stay in a 1-bedroom townhouse, and it's got a fold-out couch, and I have a really comfortable cot, and I'm always the one that I'm like, all right, I put it together. I'll sleep on the cot if there's not a bed. Yeah, I try to avoid hotels. One, because then it cuts down on cost of food. Usually when we go on a trip, I'll be like, everybody bring 1 meal. And then you got leftovers. So that takes care of 4 days, possibly 5 or 6, depending on leftovers. And then a lot of times too, like Kansas, we're traveling all over our unit. And in like Iowa, we'll sit all day, for when we're archery hunting during the rut. So, we always bring sandwiches and stuff like that. So that's one of the other expenses that, if you go out to eat for every meal, you're just going to jack up the rate of your expenses.
Dude, especially those like deer hunt. Like deer hunt's a grind, like especially like depending on what time of the year you go, like you want to do all day sits and like maybe some travel time between the Airbnb and wherever you're hunting. Like, dude, you don't have time to cook sometimes. Like you don't.
Yeah, especially depending on what time of year it is. You could get back at 8:30 at night, 9 o'clock, depending on what drive you had, and you're like, I don't want to make a meal.
Yeah, but you certainly don't have time to go out to eat either. So
no,
you're better off coming back and having something at the Airbnb than.
Yeah, about 11 years ago, we learned that the one restaurant that had cheap food that we bought at was not open on Sundays because we lose track of what day of the week it is. And we got there, it was 9 o'clock at night and they're closed. We ended up eating chips and cheese from a gas station that night just because we didn't have any food. But I was going to say, too, spend the night in a Walmart parking lot just feels like a rite of passage. I mean, that's done that many a time. So just while traveling.
Well, when I had first started to travel hunt, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? And at the time, I didn't have a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to put things together. And in parking rides, we sleep in parking rides for a week straight, like just leave during the day and come back after dark and sleep and then you'd be up. But the thing is, you're not there for long, right? Like, and nobody's going to say nothing. And I was sleeping in the front seat of my truck, and you just kind of sneak in at night and then you just leave. You're leaving first thing in the morning. Nobody's going to say nothing. And you just go at it.
It's crazy. There's a homeless man, or what do they call him now to be politically correct? Unhoused, and he's like sleeping out of the back of his vehicle, like around where I work, and like you see him all the time. He like moves around from like parking spot to parking spot or whatever, and like he gets away with it. Like nobody bothers them. They just like whatever. But damn well if it was me and you on a travel hunt parked there for one night, they'd be knocking on our window like, you can't stay here.
I try to like turn on the defroster because if it's like, like if the windows are like
gets fogged up.
Oh yeah, they're gonna think like someone's dead in there or something. Like every couple of hours I'll wake up and turn on the defroster so it doesn't look like anyone's sleeping in the damn thing. But nobody's ever said anything to me, honestly. Walmart across the country, 90% of them
got rid of them. I thought they were toning way back on it. Walmart was.
So I guess it's like it's certain ones. I mean, I've gone into town like when I one of the hunts to Ohio, we didn't get a KOA. We decided to start early, and we got in the middle of the night, and we parked up the camper and slept there for a night. And nobody said nothing, like as long as you're minding your own, I guess it's not a big deal, but it is what it is. But to keep down on them costs, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's expensive. It really is. It can be expensive. I mean, like you said, if you get a hotel and dinner every single night, like. But really, what do you need that for? Well, you're out there to grind, you're out there to hunt,
Well, and that depends too. Like, I've got buddies who, when they're going to go on one hunt trip every 3 years, they're on vacation. They want a nice place. They want to go out to eat every night, have a couple beers, and that's fine too. I mean, there's a time and a place for all of that kind of stuff. But when I was trying to grind out 3-4 hunts a year, I'm like I got one buddy that called me up and he's like, hey, you want to go bear hunt? I got this thing up in Canada. I was like, yeah, sure. And they just hit me up, let me know. And he called me. He's like, "Hey, I need $2,000 down." I'm like, "Down?" I'm like, "How much more is this going to cost?" He's like, "Well, that's 50%." I go, "I'm out, man." I'm like, I can do 2 other hunts easy for that around here, and and so it just depends on who you're with too, and that's one thing I talk about. If you got guys who they don't want to grind all day. There's a lot of guys who don't want to sit all day too. So and I'm going to Iowa with my dad this year, and this is going to be my 3rd time to Iowa, and this will be his 1st time. But he's a grinder. I mean, he'll gut it out. But I also got to remember he's 65 years old, and so like when we go to Kansas, we put on miles. Like we'll do 15 miles a day, 10, 15 miles a day during gun season out there. And you got to start kind of thinking about how you're hunting, just depending on who you're with and what you got going on too. So
what does that Iowa hunt look like? Because I know that's a tough one, and everybody tries to achieve it, and I know that it's what 4, 5, 6 years. Well, now it's 6 and 7, right? 5.
It depends on what unit you go to. So it's 4 years. I think it's 4 years for me. So this will be 11 years, and I'll draw 3 times. So yeah, and there's some units. I mean, there's some units you go out there gun hunting, which if you're going out there gun hunting, you might want to avoid public. But if you can draw every year if you go out there gun hunting some of those units. But
yeah, and the bow hunt is kind of that's. I mean, I'm 5 years waiting. 5. Yeah. I would have drawn. I can draw this year, but I'm gonna choose not to, just because I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot to take on, and you wait that long, right? And you're like, I don't know. That's the one. I guess I'm nervous, right? I guess that's what it is. I'm nervous.
Even if you read his book, you'll get over it.
Yeah. Well, I'm so excited to get back out there. Granted, I've been out there twice, and we go shed hunt every year. So we constantly, every year, we take a trip. Sometimes it's 3 of us, sometimes it's 4 of us, but we go out there shed hunting, and basically what we do is we try to avoid a lot of the areas we already know, and we just go into new areas because now with me going out there, I think I've shed hunted out there 8 years out of the 11, and we've got 7, 8 money spots that we really like. We might get to one and somebody else drew that knows about that area, and they come in from Wisconsin or another state, and they're going to be in there hunting as well too. So it's public land still at the end of the day. But so having as many of those spots as we can, and actually so we're talking about all public, but there's always a private entity. I'm not just private only. Like I always look for opportunities to hunt private all the time. And actually one in Iowa, I hit a buck on public. It ran onto private. In Iowa, you don't need permission to follow your deer onto private, but I'm from Michigan and you do. And it just felt like the right thing to do to backtrack, find out where this guy lived. And I was tracking this owner down. We were giving my deer some time anyways too. So I was like, well, I'm gonna follow up with this homeowner and let him know he had some stands up and I could tell he was a hunter. And I ended up running into this other guy. And he's like, you don't need his permission. I go, I know, but it seems like the right thing to do. And he goes, I got 150 acres. You can hunt it whenever you want. So I ended up hunting it the rest of that year. And then the next time I drew a tag, I ended up killing a buck on his private land for free when we went back out there. So there's always those opportunities. You never know who you play to everybody and talk to everybody and treat everybody good and do the right thing. And private land can come your way. So.
And it comes when you least expect it too.
Yeah.
Especially on those hunts, because everyone's kind of like, it seems as if people are always like, oh, you guys come all the way down here from Connecticut? Well, you came all the way down here from, why would you do, that's crazy. But they don't realize what we have and what they have, right? Yep. And they're always asking questions. I mean, I bet you get a million of them when they see you from out of state. Like, why would you come here,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they all the time is like, you drove all the way here from Michigan? And I've got good hunting here. I'm in southern Michigan. Obviously, my daughter killed that 153, and but I always look at it as it's another tag. Like at 1 year, I could have 5, 6 different buck tags for 4 different states. So
I guess the meat and gravy, man. Let's talk about this. The Lost Nation Archery that you kind of took over. Take us through what that looked like for you and what you got going on there.
Yeah, so about 10 years ago, I was like, I'm I'm an awesome compound hunter. You know, I want a new challenge. I'm going to take up traditional. So I did a little research in the state of Michigan, and I found Lost Nation Archery. And at the time, it was about a 2.5 hour drive from my house. I drove down. I met with Larry, and basically spent half the day shooting bows, getting dialed in, and getting set up. And then I spent about the next 6 months of my life frustrated shooting a recurve because it was tough. It was a lot of learning. But that was about 9 years ago. And oddly enough, I ended up moving down south, and now I live 6 minutes from where Lost Nation Archery was. And I was actually in Kansas last year hunting, and I saw a post that he was retiring, and he had a buyer that had fallen through. And I screenshot it. I sent it to my wife, and I didn't say anything. Like, I just screenshot it, sent it to my wife, and I was in Kansas and we were hunting. And the next morning she texted me and she's like, I think this is you. And I was like, all right. I go, I'm not going to force anything. We'll just see, you know, when I get back, I'll reach out to him, see where it's at. And I got back, I talked to Larry. We met a couple times, and then he's like, I think this is the right move. And so in end of January, we signed the papers, and I bought Lost Nation. I was going to try to do both my full-time job and Lost Nation. There was just no way. I needed to commit myself fully to what I love to do. And so I took the leap. I left my job, and I've been doing this now since about the end of February, full time. And it's been going well. We're trying to rejuvenate the website. The locations changed, the phone numbers changed from where it had been for 21 years. Actually, Larry had bought the company 21 years ago from someone in New Hampshire, and moved it here. So it's been in business for quite a while. It's been in Michigan for 21 years. And that's what Larry's done. And Larry's been such a great guy. He's part of the contract agreement was his goodwill. He's always on, like, willing to answer the phone, answer any questions. He's come over. Actually, we were talking about strings earlier. My daughter actually makes the bowstrings, and Janice, Larry's wife, is the one teaching her. And so she's making all the bowstrings for Lost Nation, just a kind of as a side gig for her. But yeah, it's just anything to dealing with the outdoors is what I want to put my hat on. And this was an opportunity to fully daily deal with the outdoors.
So you haven't been through hunting season owning it yet.
No, I have not.
And I would imagine that's the toughest part, right? Because now you need to be at service for the people and the customers that come in and want to be there. And I guess that's one of the tough things, right? Like, a lot of people talk about it like, oh, I want to be a guide, or I want to own this, or I want to own that in the hunting world. But a lot of people don't put forth the part that their number one time is the time to shine. Like, and especially for someone like you that likes to travel hunt, like, how do you think that you're going to be able to balance a lot of that?
So, I mean, that's a great question. I don't know, to be truthfully honest.
I don't think anybody knows.
I don't know. I've already kind of, like, when I go to Iowa, like, when I draw that Iowa tag, I give my wife a kiss and my kids a kiss, and I don't come back until I've either satisfied of what I put forth out there or I filled my tag. And I've already kind of planned myself that I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to turn around and come home for a couple days, take care of some business, and then turn back around and head back out there. So, I mean, it might give me a little flexibility to kind of, take care of business when the weather's not right for what I want to hunt. But yeah, there's definitely going to be a need to take care of everything and to kind of get things squared away. So it's we'll see how it all shakes out.
I know that was kind of a trick question. I was hoping that you had the potion that everybody was looking for. To be honest.
No, I mean, I guided, and I guided right out of high school, or right out of college, because that's what I thought I wanted to do, and I hated it.
Right.
I got to hunt The only reason I ended up killing a buck that year is because I went late season muzzleloader down in Ohio after we were done. Otherwise, I bet you I hunted 4 times for myself that year. And that was a huge struggle for me and to wrap my head around. And even though I was hunting deer every day, I wasn't hunting for me, and so it was completely different. And even last year, I ended up filming for 3 shows on the Sportsman channel, and the buck that I was after daylighted like 14 times on trail camera in front of 3 of my sets while I was in Ohio filming. And the opening day of gun, he ended up getting killed by the neighbor. And he was 170. Yeah, I mean, there's a give and take with that. But at the end of the day, too, I always just tell myself, if I'm able to somewhat make a living at revolving around the outdoors, I'm happy. And the way of life is, you can't put a price tag on it.
There's definitely a give and take, right? Like, you might not shoot a 170, but you better be okay to shoot a 130, right? Like, it's not going to be able to put in that time and effort, but it's a different type of love, right? At that point, because you're able to do what you love, and you just have to know where that divide is. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, then you might be too stressed with the situation at hand, right? Like, it's tough. It's a tough thing to take. It's a tough grasp to take in, but hey, man, you're going to be happy, and I think that there's going to be other achievements that come along with it that are probably going to satisfy you, right? Like, might be some young kid that comes in and you teach him how to shoot his first buck, and he comes back with the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, there might be those things. You just might not be doing 7 hunts in a season.
Yeah. Well, like, I mean, last year I was able to do those 3 filming jobs out of state. One was in Texas, one was in Oklahoma, and one was in Ohio. And I did not get the 170 that I was after. However, I shot a 5.5-year-old 2x5, and I was able to film both my daughters. My middle daughter, she's 10, and she shot her first buck last year, and I got that on film. So I was able to, experience that. So it was a different joy, for the season for me. And so, yeah, I got in. Both my daughters were in the blind. So Emerson was there. She was running backup camera, and Piper shot her first deer, her first deer ever, first buck too. So it was, there's different. I mean, there's so many different levels of success in the outdoors. It's not just shooting the biggest deer that you can go get. It's just not.
Well, that's the equivalence of a 200, in my opinion. Both your daughters were with you, and you got it on film. Like, there's really nothing better than that, especially year, right? I mean, like, that's better than shooting that 170. I know it hurts, but that's tenfold better.
All right. Yeah, it is better than shooting that 170. That my daughter Emerson, so she's the one who shot the 153. I kept making her hunt behind the house here, and I'd go when she could go hunting. I'd make her hunt back here, and then I'd go hunt the other property. And she's like, "Why won't you let me come hunt that?" And I was like, "No 12-year-old should shoot a 150 and then follow it up with a 170." And I was like, if it walks in while you and I are in the stand, I go, I'm not letting you shoot it. I'm just like, you're not shooting it. And then after that buck ended up getting shot by the neighbor, I went and pulled her from school. It was opening day of gun. I pulled her from school and took her out hunting that. And she's like, "Why'd you get me now?" And I'm like, "Because that one buck got shot."
Dad's setting the precedence. That's not gonna be good. You know that.
Like, I mean, I don't want her, like, she already let some, a couple 2.5-year-old bucks walk at the age of 12. And I'm like, I don't want to set the precedence that the only rate of success is her killing a big deer. Like, it has no bearing on what success is and why you're in the outdoors. And so I'm trying to teach that to both my daughters, which Emerson's shot some nice bucks now. She shot that year she shot the 153. She followed up with a really nice, probably about 125 8-point. She shot it 175 yards with a 20 gauge, and smoked it. And so I mean, she's a killer. She's all about it. So yeah, I'm just trying not to set that precedent that it has to be all about the inches.
I think it's a smart move, to be honest with you. Like we talk about it all the time. Like the only way that you learn how to kill deer is by killing deer, right? And we
Mm,
all three of us have done that in our life where spike horn comes in, it's gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like
yep.
we're filling the freezer. You know what I'm saying? It's not what it is today, but we've put numerous of deers down to understand what it's all about. I don't know going into it. I mean, what do you achieve after shooting a 170? After shooting a 160? Like I don't know where do you even go from there?
Well, and that's what I don't want her to do. I like, I hear, like right now in Michigan, I don't know if you guys know anything about this, but the youth season is a huge controversy. They took away the youth season this year, going in this year. I still think they're going to retract it, but they pulled it away, and a lot of people don't like that the kids can go shoot a big deer earlier in the year and all this type of stuff. But I never like I told you, like we would have shot a spike horn, we would have shot a 4-point. It was her first deer with a bow.
Right.
It just happened to work out. The first one that came into range was a 153. But I do see kids that go out and they start off in the youth and they go and shoot a couple big deer, and then they just expect that that's the way it is. And, and it wasn't what I was growing up on, but I'm just, I think that falls on the parent to teach that, and the mentor or the grandfather or, or the mom or whoever it might be. It falls on them to teach them it's not all about the antlers. Like, I mean, I've got plenty of 4 and 6 points out in my garage from when I was a kid. I mean, my first buck I killed was this little 6-point with a bow. And that memory is stuck with that. I mean, I'll have that till the day I die. That's more important than most of these deer I harvest. So, but
Yeah, I think that everybody who has a 160 on the wall has got 15 deer that are under 50 inches on the ground. I mean, it's
you got to start somewhere.
got to. You definitely have to. I take it back real quick. So getting rid of the youth season, and it was just a big complaint because people were upset because the youth was out before that.
Yeah, so so that's what Emerson shot her buck on. It was the youth season. It's a 2-day season. They're allowed to hunt with gun. And actually in the video that she has Hunter Orange on, and it's because it is a gun season, but she was bow hunting. And it is also for disabled as well. And so a lot of the complaint is what they did is they're making it doe only, antlerless only. Well, and then they're like, well, if they can't go kill a doe, then why? My kids kill does. I mean, we shoot antlerless. Typically, we usually wait till late season when we start shooting our does. But it gives them one. I think the youth season gives me an opportunity where I'm not focused on me having a tag in my pocket. I'm only focused on them. I can take them out and give them that experience. One, it's warmer. Because it's a September season for their youth season. And then the big complaint that I know the state has received is that there's a 2-day, actually, I think it's a 4-day gun season in October for disabled vets, and they lump that into doe only as well. But like in 2017, my grandfather killed. Actually, I have this on film, and this is actually an entry that I have in the Badlands Film Festival this year. But my grandfather killed a buck. I got him the permit to be able to hunt that in October, and he shot a buck in that, and he ended up passing away 23 days after he shot that buck. So like they're making that, they lump that into the youth season as well. So we're talking about 6 days, and the statistics are that it's less than 2% of the yearly harvest that get taken in those 6 days. And so there's been an uproar, and I don't think the commission that decided that really thought about, all of the things in play that they were really doing, and putting everybody. But the youth season to me is a parent is actually focused on one-on-one with their kid, and they're not, oh, well, I got to shoot a big buck too, or I got to worry about where I'm hunting, and that kind of stuff too. But youth season, I didn't grow up with the youth season. I think it was in play the last year, and I didn't take advantage of hunting it because we didn't really know what it was when I was younger. But it's been something that our deer hunter numbers are going down, and that's a hard statistic. And if we don't do something to keep the youth going, So I got 3 daughters. One's 10, one's 13, and one's 3. So the 10 and 13-year-old are all about hunting. The 10-year-old shot her first turkey and her first deer last year. So
I think that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard, that they would get rid of that. Like that's the worst thing ever, because for the simple fact of like you just said, it's our next generation. That's what's going to keep these kids going. That's what's going to give that time for us to mentor and show and teach and put these individuals in as the next generation into the hunting industry. Like, what do you like? I don't get it. So here we get 2 weekends in a week. So it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday through Friday, Saturday, Sunday again for our youth.
okay.
Sunday too.
Well, depending what season it is, right? So for bow, it would be Sunday. Sorry, you're right. But they'll give them like a week and the weekends on either end.
Just for your youth.
Just for our youth.
Yeah.
Turkey season, they do it turkey, they do it waterfowl, they do it pheasant, they do it. I mean, anything and everything.
Yep.
And here there is some quirks to it where, the only thing that upsets me is that they're allowed to shoot 5 turkeys, because we're allowed to shoot 5 turkeys. So they give them their 5 turkey tags. The only thing that I would say in that is, maybe do 1 tom or whatever, because and I'm not against it, but the problem is that they can shoot jakes, right? So they might shoot 5 jakes. You know what I mean? So I think that that's the only negative of it. But other than that, man, like, give it to them. And a lot of the times they're on school vacations for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for the youth and what they do. I mean, we mentor and we take out youth as much as we possibly can. Our big thing is, us, me, Steve, and our good buddy Matt. We try to find a kid that has not grown up in the hunting family. Mm-hmm. That's a huge thing for us. Like, if the last couple of years we've had kids that are in the hunting family, but we try to, because it's so important for us to, like you said, to focus on that kid. That kid gets to hunt what he gets to hunt or she gets to hunt, and it's solely on them. You know what I'm saying? We're not focused about us trying to kill a bird or us trying to kill a deer, that they get to enjoy it. For them to take that away from them, that's horrible. And then they're going to wonder why we don't have hunting.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. They did, so they made it antlerless only. So it's a doe season, but explain to a kid who's never shot a deer, you got a 10-year-old kid in front of you and a 6-point walks out and you're like, oh, no, you can't do it. Don't look at the gun. You got to wait for a doe to come out. And you like, look, like my daughter, we've done youth season. The first year she youth season, the first night she shot a doe. And you only get 1 during our youth season. Even if you got more tags or whatever, you still only get 1 deer during the youth season. She shot a doe. I mean, it has no bearing on the situation, but to restrict them that way, I find it like, I don't do the early doe season because of that same reason. I don't want a 160 to walk out and I'm sitting there holding a rifle and going, nope, got to wait for a doe. So that's why I do most of my my doe harvests. I always do it late season, but that's how I do it.
It sucks because they could shoot a deer of a lifetime like your daughter did in that youth season, and you literally got to tell them no. Like, change that kid's life in a matter of a second.
Well, if you were at the ATA show, I mean, you saw how emotional she was on what that, like, that is, she still talks about it. Like, it is, I told, like, quite honestly, I mean, her shooting that deer, I think it changed my life. I think it changed my life. Not a lot alone. It changed hers. Right. She is all about hunting, and she is hooked for life. Like, that's all she talks about. So she broke her foot this year and couldn't shed hunt with me, and she was disappointed. So, yeah.
I couldn't imagine being her at her age, and I remember it like it was yesterday. It burns in my mind, like her standing on the stage and everybody with a standing ovation at her age and what she did and she achieved. Like, I couldn't even imagine the emotion that she dealt with in that. And it changed your life. I could only imagine what she feels. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, you want to create a hunter for life. That whole situation was a lock. She's like, I have an archery shoot in my basement. She's down here shooting her bow all the time. So,
Is she the one making the strings?
yeah, she's the one making the strings.
So,
Yeah.
and I mean, she's all ate up in it. She lives, breathes, and dreams it now. I mean,
Oh yeah.
it'll be what she does for the rest of her life, I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's yeah. And and with the outdoors and what I've always told my daughters, don't chase dollars, chase what you're passionate about. And everything will fall into place. And I wasn't really doing that in my life. I had my job, and I was making money. And so like, I was like, I'm finally going to do this. And I honestly think the catalyst to all of that was Emerson shooting that buck, is where it really turned.
So I guess, before this episode ends, I mean, as far as the Lost Nation goes, can a lot of it be ordered online? Do you have to go to the shop, or how does that kind of transpire?
Yeah, so right now I haven't done like a grand opening yet. Right now I'm kind of in a tight spot. I actually I'm sharing a building with a firearm company right now, and we're putting an addition on. Hopefully by the end of the summer we'll have it on, and we'll actually do a grand opening for that. But the shop is open. Right now I'm open Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays. But I always tell everybody, make an appointment. Just give me a call, and if it's a Tuesday and you can come down at 1:00, and I'll get you dialed in. We'll get a bow picked out, whatever it might be. And then the other aspect of it that I'm really trying to make it fluid and smooth is the online. So you can go to lostnationarchery.com. Go on there. If there's anything that's out of stock or anything, the phone number's right there. You can give me a call. We'll get it taken care of. But the inventory is all up to date. We're trying to smooth everything out with that. And like, I've been working around the clock since about mid-February on getting this situated on online stuff. But it about 2-3 weeks ago, it really started to pick up. And I think everybody's kind of finding Lost Nation again, and starting to go through there. Yeah, it's right now it's all traditional archery. Anything you need for traditional archery, that's where it's at.
And why don't you just let everybody know the code that they can use to kind of save a couple of bucks while we're talking about it?
Yeah. So for all your listeners, Outdoor Drive 10 is a 10% discount code. You go on there, put that in when you go into the checkout cart, and it'll knock 10% off. Shipping is $9.99 for under a $99 order, but anything over $99 is free shipping as well.
Cool. That's super awesome. Well, man, let's ask you one last question before we turn this thing out, and we want to know, Blake, what drives you outdoors?
What drives me is it's my family. Like, watching my family growing up and them teaching me, and then now me being an example for my daughters and the next generation. That's completely what drives me outdoors.
And it seems as I probably could have answered that for you, because it's written right on your face. I mean,
yeah.
It's really what you guys all do and live for, and it's nice to hear your story. And it's kind of funny, it's to have seen your guys' video at ATA, than to now have the conversation with you. I mean, it's truly an amazing thing what you guys got going on.
I appreciate it. Yep, we're it's fun hunting with a couple little girls out in the woods, but it's a challenge, but it's a riot. So.
Did you at first, when you had girls, did you think that they were going to hunt or anything? Or did you, and the question is, did you force them to hunt, or did they just fall into the shoes?
I did not force them. I will say I've nudged them. But I have not forced them. My wife I've taken my wife turkey hunting one time, and she'll never go hunting again. It's just not her thing at all. And I've taken steps back. I probably would have thought my Emerson was a year sooner. She probably could have hunted, but I still held off a year. I didn't want to force it too soon. So I let them. I even had a talk with my middle daughter. I'm like, if you don't like, deer hunting, or she's like, I love to do it. She's like, I want to do it. I'm like, okay, that's all I need to hear. And I don't over hunt them at all. I let them kind of dictate when they want to go, when we're available. I'll be like, hey, next Saturday you can go hunt and your schedule's open. If you want to go, yeah, let's go. So Emerson, as much as she is a big hunter, she's terrible to get up in the morning. So it's she's more of an evening hunter, if you want to put it that way. So
That's okay. At least she's getting out there and getting after it.
oh yeah. And she last year she didn't get a turkey because, well, basically probably because after the ATA show, she was killing that deer with a bow. She's like, I'm only bow hunting for turkey. I'm like, you don't know the challenges with that. I'm like, that's serious. But she stuck to her guns, and she only pulled out the gun on the very last day of the season because I made her. And we ended up letting a Jake go, and she didn't get one last year. But she was cool with it. She hunted her tail off, and she was happy with it. So and that's the other thing that I said, like I told you, is I don't make it that they have to kill something. They have to fill their tag. Like that's not what it's about. So it's fun. It's a ride. It's made me a better hunter. It's made me a better parent. So
I don't know. There's something about turkeys that are just made to be shot in the face. I mean,
oh man, like I think every youth hunter needs to go shoot a turkey in the face. It's just the way it is.
I get it. I love the inspiration of her not wanting to do anything but shoot him with a bow. I get it and understand it, and her to stick with the bow and do all that. But turkeys just need to be shot in the face. Like there's just something about it.
I know why it is. It's from the grind all fall with the bow, and the grind and and something out of range and just getting after it, and then spring comes and it's like, dude, I just want some recoil and gunpowder, dude. Just like shit's gonna die now.
them gobbling in your face come running in. Yeah, it's just writings on the wall with it.
It's like geese. Geese are the same thing. The end of deer season comes. It's December, January, and they're cupped and they're in your face, and you just, I don't know. Geese are the other ones that need to be shot in the face. Like it's just
take out your aggression.
It is.
Yeah.
Blake, just let them know one more time the website that they can go and check out Lost Nation and the promo code.
Yep, lostnationarchery.com. Promo code is Outdoor Drive 10. You put that in and it'll knock 10% off your order.
Awesome, Blake. We really appreciate you jumping on, man. Looking forward to following along with everything that you got. Congratulations on the new shop. And hopefully, we have you back on, or maybe we have your daughter on after she shoots the 170 next year. But
yeah. Well, she'll love that. So,
Blake, we really appreciate it, man. And for everybody else listening, thanks for taking the ride right here on the Outdoor Drive.
Want to plan your next fishing trip without the hassle? FishingBooker.com is the best way to find and book a fishing charter anywhere in the world. Whether you're chasing trophy fish or just looking for a family day on the water, Fishing Booker makes it simple, fast, and secure. With thousands of experienced guides, verified reviews, and 24/7 customer support, Fishing Booker takes the guesswork out of planning. Visit FishingBooker.com and book your trip today. Fishing Booker. Fishing trips made easy.